Hello and good morning, people. Welcome to the Unitarian Church of Edmonton. Welcome to you in the sanctuary, to you in Zoom land, and perhaps later to YouTube country people who might join later. We're so happy you're with us today. My name is Lynne Turvey. My pronouns are she, her. John and I, Team Turvey, will be your service leaders this morning. In fact, this is our first time of preparing the whole service, as our minister, Reverend Rosemary Morrison, is attending a Canadian UU Ministers Conference. So we'll be taking over for one time. We hope you will find respite and renewal in our gathering today. We recognize everyone here has a role to play in building our beloved community, but we especially want to thank this morning our dedicated volunteers, without whom we wouldn't be having this service. We have had greeters, we have a lovely pianist, our great tech team up in the rafters there as well as on Zoom, our slide creator and our coffee guy. And they are a well-coordinated and dedicated team who share the roles. And again, we wouldn't be doing this service without those wonderful volunteers.
The Unitarian Church of Edmonton is one of two Unitarian Universalist churches in Edmonton. The other being Westwood Unitarian Westwood. Unitarian Universalism celebrates a spirituality where you can bring your whole self, your full identity, your questioning mind, your expansive heart. We travel together on a journey that honors everywhere we've ever been before. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Just as you are welcome here. If you are new here, please join us for coffee and fellowship following the service. You are also encouraged to visit the newcomer table in the lobby. Our community extends beyond the Sunday morning gathering. We have a monthly newsletter available online. You can join our virtual community on Facebook. You can also sign up to receive the Friday informational emails.
Just a reminder that UCE is a scent-free environment. We have individuals attending the service who have severe allergies. Thank you. And now we have some announcements, I believe, from Carol and Pauline and Maria. So you ladies would come forward.
I'll just sit over here. Oh, I'll go.
Hi, I'm Carol, and I go by the pronouns she and her, and I'm with the Pastoral Care Program. And the Pastoral Care Program is a program that is meant to support the members of the church. The program is divided into several parts. The one you're most familiar with is the Caring Connections part, and that's run by Gloria Cranbrink. So if you need a ride, or a meal, or a visit, talk to Gloria or I, or go to the website and fill out a request. It's going to be a telephone tree. Yvonne Moreau has agreed to coordinate it. There she is. She doesn't have a voice today, so I'm speaking for her. If you would like someone to check in on you on a weekly basis, or you'd like someone to talk to, or you're interested and willing to call somebody else, that would be absolutely great. Because we want to ease the loneliness epidemic out there. We just want to see our members connecting with each other a little more. I call you, you call him. If you are interested and can help out in any way, a meal, a ride, or some phone calls, please fill out the request form in your newsletter, or talk to Gloria or me or Yvonne. Will be at the back of the church when it's over. Thank you.
Good morning, my name is Maria Oderkirk. My pronouns are she and her, and I am speaking once again on behalf of the hospitality team here at the church. Second Sunday potluck coming up on the 8th of February, which is really early, so I'm emphasizing that date a lot. The second Sunday of February is the 8th. And this is why I should not be organizing things. I do not have sign-up sheets, but as always, we will be looking for people to help with setup and cleanup, most especially. And of course, if you would like to bring something to share, and if you cannot, that is all right. We welcome everyone at our potlucks. Thank you.
My name is Pauline Atwood, she, her. We know that resistance comes in many forms. Art is one of those. The film that we are going to see here this Friday, November 30th, is based on a true story of a family during the military dictatorship in Brazil in 1971. The husband and father of 5 is forcibly removed from the home by the military and never returns, disappears. The creation of this film by Brazilian director Walter Salles is a resistance. 5 million Brazilians saw this film, plus it won the International Best Film for 2024. These awards and this viewing ensures that the truth of military dictatorships and its atrocities will never be forgotten. In tracing the memory of the family, it retraces the memory of the country. We live in a time when democracy is fragile all over the world. Some say that history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. What happened in Brazil feels very close to what's happening now. Our film, our movie, I'm Still Here, will be shown here on Friday at 6 o'clock, January the 30th. Be there or be square.
We begin our gathering acknowledging that we are located on Treaty 6 territory. We respect the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all First Peoples of Canada, and honor the traditional knowledge keepers and elders. Our community is enriched by their vibrant presence. Please take a moment to quiet your phones and anything else that might make noise, and let's enjoy a time of quiet contemplation and music with this prelude by Gordon Ritchie, Foggy Dew.
Thank you very much, Gordon. If you couldn't tell, that was a Scottish tune, and that's in honor of Robbie Burns, and I believe Gordon is playing some more Scottish music later in the service. We look forward to that. I now invite Dallas Trost to come forward to light our chalice as I read these words by Pat Uribe Lichty. Dallas is a fairly recent newcomer, and we welcome him. The chalice we light is a symbol of faith. It binds us together as one people, a reminder that our strength is in our shared hope for the world, and that our common work is the creation of beloved community among ourselves and in the world. Thanks, Dallas. Our opening hymn is number 108 in the Gray Hymnal, My Life Flows On in Endless Song. The text will appear on the screen behind me, and I invite you to rise as you are willing and able to join in.
This is a time to share the abundance we are so privileged to enjoy. May I have a couple of volunteers to circulate the offering plates, please? UCE is entirely self-governing and self-supporting. Thank you. We are so grateful for all you do and all you give. We commit together to ensure the funds we gather collectively do a greater good for ourselves and the world than they could have done alone. May there be an offering to sustain and grow the life of this congregation. May we give in hope and love. If you wish to receive a tax receipt for your gift, you can use the envelopes found on the table at the back of the sanctuary. Please ensure you provide your contact information. Many of our members and friends give monthly or annually through automatic withdrawals from their accounts. We do give half of the unidentified cash received each Sunday to an outside organization. For the month of January, we are supporting Change for Children. Change for Children works in cooperation with the Indigenous people of developing countries, aiming to identify the root causes of poverty and in the spirit of solidarity assist in finding long-term solutions. They have made impacts from bringing clean water to rural communities, to opening doors to quality education, to empowering women and girls across Central America. Thank you.
Time for a reflection. Practicing resistance has been this month's service theme. That can open many avenues for reflection. Resistance to what exactly? Resistance to oppression and injustice? Resistance to degradation of democracy? How about resistance to erosion of our UU values, which the other Turvey will be talking about later? I'd like to reflect on resistance to becoming discouraged, maybe by thinking that what we do doesn't seem to make a difference, or as much of a difference anyway as we'd like. Discouragement can often happen over time, especially when feeling overwhelmed by the demands of daily life and from what I might call shocks to our sensitivities, brought on by the ever-shifting, often alarming, political and social landscapes. But to resist being discouraged is a testament to our commitment to UU values and actions. The damaging challenges of a changing society are best resisted together as a UU community, getting strength from each other. It's a good antidote to feeling discouraged that positive changes are not happening fast enough. I was really taken with a story I read in a recent Soul Matters package as a metaphor for how our well-being, individually and collectively, depends on remembering we need to resist together. It's called Ant Survival and the Work of Carrying Each Other by Reverend Michelle Collins. Some parts I'll quote directly, and other parts I've paraphrased. Reverend Collins is describing how ants respond to floodwaters deluging their colony. When the water rises, there's no high ground. The nest dissolves beneath the flood, chambers collapsing into the current, tunnels erased by the surge. This is the moment when separation means drowning. So they do not separate. Thousands of bodies move toward each other, mandibles gripping legs, legs hooking thoraxes, weaving themselves into a living fabric. The raft has no leader, no blueprint. Each ant becomes both anchor and buoyancy for others. Those on the bottom hold their breath in air pockets formed between bodies. Those on top rotate downward as the lower ones tire, an endless cycle of support and sacrifice. The raft floats, carrying the colony's past and its future. The current pulls, tries to tear the weave apart, but the grip tightens. This is not stubbornness. It is something older than choice. The understanding that survival is not individual, and what seems to separate self from others is an illusion when the collective faces the advancing flood. Days pass. The raft drifts until it finds solid earth again, or catches on to debris that will serve as a temporary home. Then the bodies unlock, the weave releases, and each ant carries the memory of how they held each other above the rushing waters as they walked forward to explore new territory. I love this story. Nature is so instructive. Every ant had a part in the resistance to the floodwaters. The same is true for this community. Each of us has a part in the important work of a living and giving spiritual home. But we don't need to do it all the time. We take turns being strong in service to UCE and to the wider common good. We can take a rest when we need to, and then re-engage to let others take a break. It's like what our wonderful Chalice leaders remind singers. Stagger your breaths when the notes are sustained so everyone gets a rest. Consider that there are more than 40 people on 15 different teams at UCE, including the Board of Trustees. They may very well need some help and maybe some rest this year. So I encourage you to consider what new things you might enjoy doing to help keep our little ant colony building and growing. Our collective strength will then help us as individuals reach out to the wider world. And I just feel I must do this. Go ants, go. I had to, I'm sorry. Sorry. Now, in the spirit of those intrepid ants, let's join in singing hymn 1024, When the Spirit Says Do, in the Teal hymnal. Rise as you wish. Well, that was about doing what we need to do in the moment, as it calls for. Now let's rest and replenish our spirits with a meditation on the living forest. Could I have the lights subdued a little, please? Thank you. I invite you to settle into a comfortable position. Let your feet rest on the floor, your hands soften, your shoulders ease. If it feels right, allow your eyes to close or lower your gaze. Take a slow breath in and let it go. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Now imagine yourself as a tree. Feel your roots extending downward from the soles of your feet, from the base of your spine, gently reaching into the earth below you. They move easily through soil and stone, finding the openings already there. They anchor you. They hold you steady. With each breath, feel the support of the earth beneath you, ancient, patient, reliable. You are held. Bring your awareness upward to your trunk, your body, strong and flexible, able to bend without breaking, marked by experience, by seasons of growth and challenge, each moment shaping who you are becoming. From the crown of your head, imagine branches extending upward and outward, reaching toward warmth, toward clarity, toward light. Feel that light touching you, sunlight, hope, love, nourishing what needs to grow. Now, widen your awareness. You are not a single tree standing alone. You are part of a forest. Other trees stand nearby, different shapes, different stories. All belong. Beneath the surface, your roots intertwine. They share strength. They remind one another, no tree thrives alone. Feel the quiet connection to all living things rooted in this shared world. Take one more slow breath in, feeling grounded, connected, alive. And breathe out, offering your steadiness back to the forest. When you are ready, gently return your awareness to the room, carrying with you the knowing that you are rooted, reaching, and always connected. Gordon will now bring us back into our shared sanctuary as we sing together hymn 123, Spirit of Life. Please remain seated. Each week, we take some time to recognize the joys, concerns, and sometimes sorrows that touch our lives by lighting candles to mark these significant moments and events. For those who are with us online, you can take an opportunity to write your thoughts in the chat in Zoom if you so wish. For those in the sanctuary, please line up at either station to light a candle and use a glass of water to extinguish your taper. I invite anyone who wishes to do so to come forward now and light a candle for whatever is on their minds and hearts today. John will light one final candle for those unexpressed, perhaps yet unacknowledged joys and concerns we may carry in our hearts. These tiny lights express very deeply that we are not alone.
Please join me in a responsive reading. I will read the first part, and you will read the italicized portion. To be awake is to see the world as it is. To be awake is to listen to stories too often ignored. To be awake is to feel the tug of a more tender way. So let us be a people who choose to stay awake to what is good. Thank you. There is a divisive word cleaving our society, a word thrown like a stone, a word used less to clarify than to accuse, bruise, discredit, to end conversation. That word is woke. It is rarely defined and never honestly. It is almost never explained, and that is intentional. Power does not need precision. It needs compliance. So it prefers slurs that blur rather than words that illuminate. My name is John Turvey. My pronouns are he, him. I feel honored and privileged to talk to you today about the topic of this month's Soul Matters theme, resistance. Unitarian principles are woke, all 7 of them, all 8 of them. That's even more woke. How should people respond when someone tries to label them in order to diminish them? How should they resist? When I was young, my father, who was a doctor and who I was mostly in awe of, told me a story. He was a great admirer of Muhammad Ali, as much for his poetic as his pugilistic skills. And one day, Howard Cosell, the sports writer, says to Ali, "You're being truculent." Ali pauses, smiles. "Truculent? I don't know what you mean by that. But if it's good, I'm it." Ali understood something essential. You do not accept the moral vocabulary of your accuser. You are not required to accept the name or let power name you in order to tame you. Sadly, my father passed away before he could explain to me the insidious and vile implication. You're being truculent. Most likely he never saw it. This was just another example of sports banter and Ali's infectious humor. I never saw it till now, till I looked at it again in the light of what I had written in the first draft of this message. Just preparing to speak to you about being woke, I am more awoken now than I ever have been. Muhammad Ali rose to greatness while the civil rights movement raged across America. Our knowledge of resistance rests on the shoulders of giants, inspirational, larger-than-life heroes of that era. I want to honor their courage and what we will find out to be their unquenchable love. Let's start with woke. Before woke was an insult, it was an instruction. Before it was mocked on cable news, it was a warning. Before it became a slur, it was a whisper. Stay awake. Pay attention. Don't fall asleep while the house is on fire. Wakefulness was never about purity, never about ideology. It was about survival. To be woke is to resist anesthesia in a world that profits from your numbness. James Baldwin, a black gay American man, wrote from exile in France, not gently, but honestly, from the very marrow of his experience. To be conscious of where you are and what is happening now is to be in a state of constant rage. But Baldwin's rage was never about destruction. That pain, that rage, the grief, the soul sickness we feel when those we love are harmed is not failure of character. It is the price of being awake and aware, the price of love paid for in pain. If you love your neighbor, you cannot abide their oppression. If you love a people, you cannot accept the lies that crush them. If you love the truth, you cannot make peace with false comfort. Love takes off the mask that we fear we cannot live without, yet we know we cannot live within. Love, Baldwin teaches us, is not soothing. Love unmasks. Unmasking makes us vulnerable, and unmasking hurts. And hurt was how I felt. After seeing callous cruelty and murder immortalized in video, I had to turn away just to breathe. I struggled with my own rage over news stories too painful to bear. In truth, I found little solace that Baldwin would have me transform my grief, my fury, my rage into the tribute that pain pays to love. As I turned away from the news, unable to bear witness anymore, I felt like a coward. Baldwin names the fire of awareness a holy rage. But if that fire, that rage, consumes the bearer, what then? The poet Audre Lorde, also from the same era, who describes herself as a black lesbian mother, warrior, poet, and who fought for her life on many fronts, gives us the answer. She spoke with startling clarity into our moment that caring for ourselves is not self-indulgence, that is self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. Warfare. That word makes us uncomfortable, and it should, but Lorde meant it intentionally. Not warfare of conquest, not warfare of domination, but warfare of endurance, because systems of oppression do not only wound with violence, they wound with exhaustion. They wound by asking us to give everything endlessly until there is nothing left. Lorde insists preserving your body, your spirit, your emotional limits is not a retreat from justice. It is a condition for remaining in the struggle. And here we find a profound resonance with our Unitarian commitment to the responsible search for truth and meaning. Responsibility does not mean relentless, safe self-erasure. Responsibility means honoring the truth seeker as much as the truth. It is not weakness to care for yourself so that you can continue to bear witness. That is moral discipline. Lorde wrote that her survival was a radical statement. Her joy was a weapon against those who would have her perish in silence. I speak of Baldwin and Lord because I found comfort in what seemed to be their contradictory messages of rage and love, of healing and warfare. Lord's words helped me honor my pain and encouraged me to seek for knowledge and power in my deep feelings and my troubled heart. I began to find peace with my rage as Baldwin helped me transform it into a manifestation of love. Lord gave me a hall pass so I could take a time out without guilt and without giving up my woke credentials about which I had lately become so proud. But it still doesn't seem like enough, does it? Where's the compassion? Where's the beloved community? The hope. Can hope be our shield? Our weapon? Rebecca Solnit is an American writer, historian, and activist who urged us to look on hope not as a wish, but as a weapon. Hope is not a lottery ticket you sit on the couch and clutch, feeling lucky. It is an axe you break down doors with in an emergency. I like that. Hope as a tangible tool of resistance and liberation. So yes, we carry an axe, but it is not an axe of rage. It is a gentle axe. It does not strike people. It strikes dams. Words like woke are hurled like stone, and when they hit their mark, they pile up into dams that hold back justice. And what is justice? But what love looks like in public. Being woke is simply having the eyes to see where love is absent in public and having the courage to name it. I don't pretend to understand how they profit from it, but those who try to use that word against gentle people are saying, you are awake. You see what we are trying to ignore. Your love is too loud. Your hope is too sharp. Your vision of justice is too clear. They're hoping perhaps we'll shrink back and cower and not resist as they build their dams of denial, their dams of euphemism, their dams that hold back justice until it stagnates. But let us not allow anyone to define the words that they would use against us. Let us, like Muhammad Ali years ago, look for the values and the virtue behind the words and say, if it's good, I'm it. So let us resist. Let us be a woke people. Let us not be alarmed when our awareness brings us into a state of rage and pain. Let us instead treasure our capacity for love. Let us not sacrifice ourselves to the fire of awareness. Let us nurture our spirits as we recognize and honor our emotional limitations and endure that we may continue the struggle. Let us bear the gentle acts of hope, honed by community, guided by love, restrained by covenant, and strike at that dam, at the fissures of unjust laws, at the fault lines of cruelty itself. And when the dam breaks, justice will roll like water, not as vengeance, but as love released into the deep moral current of our shared humanity, coursing through the interconnected web of all existence, of which we are a part. May it be so. Thank you.
I lost myself there. Our final hymn is 1021, Lean on Me, in the teal hymnal. Rise as you're willing and able. I invite Dallas to come forward now to extinguish the chalice as I read these words by Julian Jamaica Soto. Now I love you, now I witness. I know sometimes you get cranky, and sometimes your tea gets cold before you can drink it. Sometimes the news is too much, the resistance seems too little. That's real. But we are here, imperfect and together and reaching. You can hold my hand if you want. I washed it with soap. It's okay. In this kind of time, now is better than later. Now I love you. Now I am sorry it hurts. Now I witness your struggle and mine. Sometimes one answer is to be a yes in the face of every no. I am a yes for you, now and again, and later if you need me. Thanks, Dallas. Well, some of these ideas and thoughts have been quite, kind of serious and hopefully thought-provoking. But we'd like to leave you with a little levity, a more light-hearted perspective of who Unitarian Universalists are. It's kind of like a postlude instead of John and I singing, which you might not appreciate. We are a fun-loving bunch, as this video from the First Unitarian Church of Salt Lake City will show, the modern Unitarian. Play it again, Sam. Okay. All right. So we'd like to leave you with this benediction.
May your resistance be grounded in love.
May you know when to rest and when to rise.
May you remember that pushing back against harm is also a way of making space for beauty.
Go in peace and love as we carry the flame in our circles, or our kind of circles, and as Gordon plays Carry the Flame for us. Join.
Keep coming back.